Ya no quiero que me paren a mi papá, no quiero que lo deporten.
What you're listening to are the sounds that have been missing from the policy debate around immigration, from the ones with the most at stake, children who've been forcibly separated from their parents.
Inside this old warehouse in South Texas, the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol is keeping hundreds of immigrant children in cages created by metal fencing.
That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens.
Came in like a missile, like a fireball missile across from the New York harbor side, I guess from the Newark direction. It came in like a spear. It just speared through the building like a fireball. Good afternoon, everybody.
The United States will not be a migrant camp.
We do not have the luxury of pretending that all individuals coming to this country as a family unit are in fact a family. This administration has a simple message. If you cross the border illegally, we will prosecute you.
The backlash to this policy has been swift and sharp. People with very diverse political views on every other thing seem to have come together to condemn this policy.
I don't think we should obey a law that goes against what God intends, that you would take a baby, a child.
It's terrible to see families ripped apart, and I don't support that one bit.
We do have to find the middle ground of somehow, honoring the law of the land, but showing mercy to the immigrant.
We're not the ones responsible for creating this problem. We've inherited it, but we're actually the first administration stepping up and trying to fix it.
The Trump administration blames the previous administration for this policy, but the Obama administration did conduct a record number of deportations, but that administration did not prosecute people criminally for crossing the border for the first time, nor did it separate children from their parents at the time of the crossing.
To new criticism and protests over the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy and resulting separation of families. At that time, more than 1,100 people were inside the large, dark facility that's divided into separate wings for unaccompanied children, adults on their own, and mothers and fathers with children. The cages in each wing open out into common areas to use portable restrooms. The overhead lighting in the warehouse stays on around the clock.
Today, President Biden visited the U.S.-Mexico border in El Paso, Texas, after unveiling tough new immigration rules. They're meant to discourage illegal entry.
Surrounded by border agents, President Biden walked along the fence separating the U.S. and Mexico. It's his first trip to the border since taking office. Many of the migrants at Sacred Heart in El Paso say they came anticipating the end of Title 42, a Trump-era expulsion policy.
And they're in a situation now where they cannot be. But obviously, if they go back to their country, they could face harsh consequences or even death.
But the Supreme Court halted repeal of the measure until it can hear a lawsuit brought by Republican-led states, including Texas, leaving the path ahead unclear.